What's up, good people? Welcome back to the Classics, the cinematic movie podcast that takes you back to the iconic films of 20 years ago. I am your man, Jay Alonzo, and with me is my guy,
Kay Williams. What's going on, Jay?
Kay, what's going on with you, brother, man?
Man, nothing. Been on my Netflix these past couple of days.
Dude, I've been on Netflix in a minute, and I used to like live and breathe Netflix. Like, oh my God, Orange is the New Black, one of the most underrated shows ever. The show's fantastic. And then
I love that show.
It's a great show. And then recently, Netflix is really handing out deals, like major deals. You know what I mean? Like we got the Dave Chappelle comedy specials on Netflix now, and those are just fucking hilarious. And then
dropping that 60 mil on them.
Off of they dropped that 60 mil off of two specials he recorded a long time ago. So he just he dusted them bitches off, and here you go, 60 million. Get my check. I said if that ain't gangster, if that ain't pimping, you know what I'm saying? I don't know what it is.
Netflix was about that life. They was like, yo, we got this.
Oh my God. You seen any movies lately in the theaters?
No, I haven't. What was the last movie I saw in theaters? No. Last one I saw was Fast 8.
Ooh, how'd you feel about it? Yeah.
I ain't feel it. I mean, I like where they were going with it, like you didn't know until the end type thing, but I felt they should have stopped at 7.
You know, the way they wrap up 7 in the tribute to Paul Walker, rest in peace, Paul Walker, I thought the way they wrapped up 7 was just beautiful, man. Like if they announced that after Furious 7 they were done, the Fast and Furious franchise would have wrapped up as a perfect billion-dollar franchise, you know? And that's really one of the reasons why Fast 8 is, I mean, people like it. I mean, it's about to crack $1 billion pretty soon anyway, but I feel as if I didn't really care for Fast 8 for several reasons. One, the obvious. Paul Walker is just completely missed in this movie. Like, it's so weird. It's so weird that, you know, except number 3. Yeah, I think just number 3. He's not in. Yeah, he's
Tokyo
in number 3. Right. So
yeah.
So you look at
which
that.
Really had no, like, I see how they tried to put it back into effect, but it really had no need of even being made. 3 didn't have no need of being made.
None. And the reason why they made 3 is because nobody wants to do this shit anymore. But then the Dom cameo at the end, people went fucking nuts and like, oh, we gotta get Vin Diesel back in this thing again. And which brings me to the next reason why I didn't care for Fast 8. Like, before I get to the utmost issue with the Fast and Furious franchise, this is the fucking Dom show. Like, Vin Diesel, the star, the producer of the movie, I'm gonna imagine he's gonna be prominent in the movie, right? But the situation, I'm not gonna spoil anything, but the situation they put him in to make him go rogue, it was smart, but at the same time, it's like you couldn't handle this any other way except, you know, kind of just shitting on your team,
exactly,
almost killing a few of them, and then so there's that issue, right? Then you get Jason Statham. Jason Statham, who we know for a fact is the villain in Furious 7. He kills Han. We know all of this already, right?
Right.
They welcome him to the team with open arms. It's all good.
My thing was, didn't nobody try and swing on him? Ain't nobody try and fight. Like, I would have felt a little better if The Rock would have actually got his fight on with Jason Statham. Because the back and forth banner they had was fucking hilarious. But
that's why they got the spinoff.
I heard about it, but I haven't read the article on it.
Yeah, Hobbs and Shaw are the first spin-off movie of the Fast and Furious franchise. Which is smart, because really,
it is.
Statham and The Rock, they do work really well together. They both have that physical attributes to themselves that I can see the Hobbs and Shaw movie together on some buddy cop shit, but so there's that issue, right? And then my other issue with this movie, with the franchise as a whole, mind you, Fast and the Furious, the first Fast and the Furious, 2001. It was about the street racing. It was about it was about family, obviously, but it boiled down to street racing. It was about the cars, right?
1, 2, and 3.
1, 2, and 3.
Those were the only ones
about cars, right? And then for some reason, we went from a local street racing movie, like a Diet Point Break, if you will, and now this is fucking James Bond shit now. Like, whoa, how do we get here again? Like, this is crazy.
Exactly. What I would say 1, 2, 3, and which one did Letty supposedly die in? Was that 5?
4.
Was it 4 where she was supposedly dead?
Yeah, it's 4. Yeah, it's definitely 4.
Okay, so those are the only ones. Because after 4, it became James Bond.
Now, don't get me wrong. I think Fast 5 is bonkers, but it's a great movie though, because it definitely It definitely reestablished the franchise to us. You brought on The Rock. The bad guy was pretty cool, and then of course they're driving through Brazil with a fucking safe, and it's smashing everything in sight. So I thought the execution of Fast 5 was just fantastic. So, but then 6 was okay.
What I had an issue with in 8 was they contradicted themselves at the very end of the movie. At the very end, they contradicted themselves. It is a fuck up on the writer's end, because in the middle of the movie, in the beginning when they were putting the team together, they stated, we're not going to put Brian and Mia into this situation.
Right.
And then at the very end, what did Dom name his son?
Brian. Spoiler alert.
You contradicted yourself in the movie. Brian, you just made it known that Brian was dead.
Yeah. I think that's more like a nod to us, because we know what was up. But anyway, we're done with Fast and Furious. That's not why we're here.
Sorry about our rant.
Yeah, if you like it, cool. If you don't like it, cool. That's cool too. So let's get into this thing, man. So the movie we're talking about today is a special one.
I think it could happen. It's a real life type movie.
Well, yeah, I don't know. Maybe
especially
not
out in that area.
In LA? Well, I'll tell you what. The facts in this movie, though I'm not too sure how actual, concrete they are, but they do manage to convince me that something like this can possibly go down. But
think about it. Think about all the other movies. Escape from LA. All the little other movies that's like this, that talks about, let's even talk about that talks about that area, San Andreas. It could happen.
That is true. All right.
It could happen.
So, are you ready for 2-minute drill, Mike?
Maybe something. We'll see.
Well, it's just us, so there's no guest on today. But I think we
good,
can.
Because I know, I have a feeling you're gonna knock me out the park on this one. So
you think so? I'm glad you have that much faith in me, man. Appreciate it. You ready?
Yep, I'm ready.
Let's do it. 2-minute drill starts now. Okay, where was the first gas explosion?
MacArthur Park.
Correct.
How many people died?
Over 100.
No, at MacArthur Park, fool.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna take a stab in the dark, like 10.
Close. It was 7.
Oh shit. Okay. All right. Who plays Mike's daughter?
Tierra Marie.
Who?
I don't know. I don't know her name.
Gabby Hoffman.
Okay. Where'd they take all the victims?
As far as what hospital?
Yep, what hospital?
Cedar Sinai.
Okay, you got that.
Mm-hmm. Name the book the train conductor was reading before boarding the train.
How to Love?
No.
50 Shades of Grey.
Which wasn't even out yet at that time. No, the book is called How to Write and Sell Famous Screenplays.
Oh, and you know what? I had that written down in my notes, but I ain't use that as a question. You suck.
We got 29 seconds. Go.
What is the name of the area where they put all the barriers?
As far as what part of town?
Yep. What's the name of that street?
Oh, Wilshire.
Okay.
Wilshire Ave, baby.
You know the crossroad. You know the cross street.
Now I'm gonna base this off of my actual living in LA. I'm gonna say that's Wilshire and what's that? Wilshire and I don't know. Fuck it, I don't know.
Fairfax.
Goddamn, I want to say Pico, but that's way down the street, so never mind.
I got one more for you. You ready? Bonus point. I know our time's up. You ready?
Go ahead.
What color was the subway line they were on?
The red line.
Okay. You
Now,
get the extra point.
Now listen. As a former resident of Los Angeles, I love how they put the red line as like the evil train because that's where all the lava and shit's coming from. Because in actuality, the red line is actually a fucked up route to take in LA. Is it? Hell yeah, that's the one train where everybody, when I mean everybody, from homeless people to fat people to skinny people to people that stink, people that smell good, they all are on, kids, they're all on this one train. And what sucked is, back in the day, when I was living out there, and I didn't have a car, so I would go to work, and, I would work in Santa Monica, right? But I'd live in North Hollywood. So, bro, that's literally like 2 buses and a long train ride on the red line. I hated that shit. So I think it was very very amusing, very appealing, and very perfect placement, if you will, to have the red line be like the devil train, or the devil route. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. So, what's crazy is it be having me worried because I take the train to work and I ride the red line to work.
See, the red line's out to get everybody, man.
It's out to get everybody
out here. So, if you don't know what movie we're talking about, we are taking it back to 1997 with the Tommy Lee Jones disaster flick, Volcano. Now, earlier we talked about how this could possibly be like a likely situation, and once again, the facts that they throw out on this movie, it can kind of convince you, like, maybe, there could be a volcano underground somewhere in a subway tunnel in L.A. I'm not high. Not at all.
It can. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so...
I ain't gonna lie. It kind of got me worried. Should I even move out there?
Like, I think I should kind of leave, actually. Because the one thing that this movie does perfectly is, even though it's about a volcano underground, but it's really based off of, what Cali is really known for is the fucking earthquakes, right? So they reference the 94 quake in this movie. It was funny because we were living in LA when the 94 quake happened. And no bullshit, it felt like Jesus himself picked up our apartment and shook it. Like we were like in a crystal ball. He just shook it. And
it was a snow globe.
Yeah, it was crystal ball, snow globe. That's what I wanted to say. Like he picked up our apartment and he shook it. And I never forget, it was on Martin Luther King Day in 94.
Oh, that's crazy.
Yeah, that was something.
Yeah, y'all can keep that on Martin Luther King Day.
I mean, on MLK Day, the man had a dream. Come on now. So let's get to this thing.
He had a dream that one day your apartment complex would not.
I had a dream that one day my spirit and the God will get together and we'll grab all of Los Angeles and we'll shake the shit out of it to put some sense in you, motherfucker.
So what? Do you know what size earthquake that was?
The one in '94. Damn.
Yeah.
7.4 or something like that.
Ooh.
Yeah. It was definitely enough to like rock the entire city. Like it was at least like 3 feet wide cracks in the pavement. Like
wow.
It was just hysteria, bro. Like, you walk outside, it was almost like a bomb, like an atomic bomb aimed at LA landed perfectly in LA because it was just chaos. It was just fucking chaos all over the place. And I never forget it because not so long after it happened, my aunt came over to the house, picked everybody up, took me back to my grandmother's house. And at the time, my grandmother had the huge house that all the family members kind of reconvene in, and they meet up over there. And we were just like, man, I want to go home and all that type of shit. It was a hard time. It was definitely a hard time. I know the damage it sustained is crazy.
How long did it take LA to get together? Like to get that
cleaned up,
or are they still? Yeah,
I don't know, man. But what I can tell you is there's always been this fear that a lot of like Angelinos will tell you. There's always this fear. People who monitor the fault lines and all that, or the coastlines rather, they're predicting right now that sooner rather than later, a bigger earthquake will come, right? And then that bigger earthquake will be so big it'll break off California from the U.S., pretty much making California,
which is where they came up with the plot of Escape from L.A.
Yep. Pretty much making Cali its own country, which is
island, right?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Let's get to this thing, man. All right, so Volcano, original release date April 25th, 1997, shares opening weekend with Romy and Michelle's high school reunion. Good movie.
Actually, good movie.
Yeah, I enjoyed that. Actually, another popping weekend for the movies. Back in April of '97. Box office take of $122.8 million on a budget of $90 million.
Oh, that's a good little come up.
I mean, but how much of that was like promo? Back in these days, promo. Back in them days, promo did cost a lot. But really, in LA, most promo you needed would just have pictures of volcanoes and shit all across the city. Oh, that's a movie with Tommy Lee Jones. Okay, cool. But it was also something at that time, right, to where, even to this day, right, Hollywood has this thing to where if one studio finds out about a certain movie that a studio was doing, they're going to try to mimic that with having the same type of movie come out the same year. For example, Volcano.
Dante's Peak.
White House Down. London Has Fallen.
Olympus has... Right, Olympus
Olympus Has Fallen. There we go. Olympus Has Fallen.
Mm-hmm.
It's a consistent thing. So, if we're talking about just volcano movies in general, right? There is a debate between people that Dante's Peak is better, right? Personally, I prefer Volcano.
Really? Because I prefer Dante's Peak.
Pierce Brosnan.
Dante's Peak had a lot more. I think it was more of an emotional connection with the characters that were presented and how everybody was going to get out of this small ass town that was really the only way to get there was via over the bridge.
Right.
So I think that's why Dante's Peak hit more home for me than Volcano. See, you can relate to Volcano because you used to live in LA. But for someone who like me who ain't never been in an earthquake or, you know what I'm saying, ain't lived in a city, Dante's Peak is more for us.
So what you're saying is the volcano in the city, that's my problem. Volcano in the country, that's your problem.
That's your problem.
Got you.
Exactly.
Got you.
Think of me and Los having a volcano issue in at the Wilberforce area of Dayton. I mean of Ohio.
That would
Nothing but
suck.
cornfields. Nothing but cornfields and nowhere to run. We ain't got water. Look, we ain't got water to put it out. See, both of these places had water to put it out. We wouldn't. We be SOL.
Yeah, y'all would burn. Oh, also, this movie currently has a 45% on Rotten Tomatoes, which I think is pretty fair because
it is. It's pretty fair.
Yeah, because around this, Tommy Lee Jones, right? Tommy Lee Jones, in my opinion, right? Prior to 1997, he was the super serious actor. He was the character actor, Before Volcano, he was in Cobb. He did Batman Forever.
Was it not Passenger 57, but U.S. Marshals?
No, that was later. He did The Fugitive. Then he'd already did
Fugitive. That's it.
He did Blown Away at the time, which is another great movie. Him and Jeff Bridges. He's also he did something else as well. Cobb. I already said Cobb already. The Client with Susan Sarandon, another fantastic movie that he did. And
that was a good movie.
Natural Born Killers. I mean, the dude has a resume, like a crazy resume.
I forgot he did Natural Born Killers.
Hell yeah.
I think I might have to pull that out the repertoire right there.
Man. But in 1997, now he's going for more of the, popcorn flicks. Because that's what this is. This is a full-blown popcorn flick, without a doubt.
Most definitely.
So he's going for those popcorn flicks because because this year he had Volcano and he had Men in Black in the same year. So
Men in Black.
So
I love that movie.
I do too. So I feel as if the writing for this movie is fucking horrible. The editing for this movie is kind of iffy already, but the overall story arc is enjoyable. And then this movie is like loaded with stars. Like you forgot what's even in this movie. Like I completely forgot that Don Cheadle is in this movie, right?
Yeah, I forgot he was in it until I rewatched it. And I was like, dang, look at young Don
with the Kango hat and shit. Go ahead now. So let's kick off Real Talk. I won 2 minute drill, so I'll do the honors kicking off Real Talk.
That's right.
So this movie opens like typical LA movies do open back in them times when basically you have this montage of LA. The Beverly Hills area, the hood areas, obviously. And, it's opening credits, but it's essentially kind of letting you know this is like everyday life in LA. And I feel as if with that opening, it's very, very, very true to what, opening, the sun coming up in LA and how people groove, on a day-to-day basis. And so I thought that was really cool. Tommy Lee Jones plays, his name is Michael Rourke. Rourke.
Yeah.
He's the director of the city's Office of Emergency Management. And he wanted to come in and help with the crisis because we get this huge ass earthquake, right? And even though he's on vacation with his daughter, Kelly, played by
supposed to be his first day.
He's a workaholic. That's what he is. But his daughter Kelly's at home with him. His right hand man Emmett, played by a younger Don Cheadle, in his Kango hat, and they note that the quake hasn't caused any major damage, but 7 workers are burned to death in a storm drain at MacArthur Park. You never been to LA, right?
Nope.
Okay, so MacArthur Park is a scary park to kind of be left alone at night.
Okay.
It just is. Back to my bus story. I was coming home one day. It was like 3 a.m. And I finally got a chance to get on the bus because no buses are running at this time. And then I get to the bus has to we have to change buses at MacArthur Park, but the next bus is not coming for a legit 20 minutes. So as I'm sitting on the bus, me and like 4 other people are on the bus. You look outside, and it is a full gang. I mean, a full gang of cholos outside, right? And I'm just praying to God that the bus driver says, hey, y'all got to get off, or if I could just dip my head just low enough to where I can't be seen, because that was a hostile situation, and I didn't want to be a part of it. I believe they were jumping somebody at the time.
Oh, that's crazy.
Yeah. So MacArthur Park, fuck you. Moving on.
Every time I hear MacArthur Park, I always think of Money Talks.
Yes, that's true. Tell me I was there when he shot Baby Brother MacArthur Park.
that's damn, they shot him in the ass. Like, that's the only thing I think of when I hear MacArthur Park. I always think of Money Talks. Where they shoot Baby Bruh at MacArthur Park. No,
where they shoot
him.
In the ass. Somebody got shot in the ass.
Exactly.
So the big earthquake goes down in MacArthur Park, and it's definitely it's alarming to people. What they notice is that there's no real damage, done to anything, and then on the flip side, those guys get burned in the subway tunnel. So, as a precaution, Rourke is trying to halt the subway lines, which runs parallel to where the deaths took place, but the MTA chairman, Stan, who he could get my This Fool award, but he has his comeuppance in the movie, so I kind of don't want to give it to him. But the first, the first act and a half, he's a fucking dick. Like, he does not care. Because, mind you, this movie is actually taking place during a protest about the new subway system, which is coincidentally happening right now in real life. They're building a brand new, I think it's the Purple Line, I want to say. And this is going to go completely through the city instead of going around the city.
Right.
Yes, and that's happening right now.
They do that everywhere. Right, they doing that everywhere.
And so, Stan Olber, he opposes. He feeling like there's no threat to the trains, because that's what he's more about getting them damn trains out there. So, against regulations, Rourke, his man Gator, I cannot think of the actor's name who plays Gator for the life of me right now, but he's a great actor though. They go down the storm sewer in the part to investigate. And then that's when they really do discover what's actually down there. Now, this part I thought was kind of weird, because if you notice, once they're actually in the storm drain, and they have the flashlights on, it's like bamboo and all kind of sticks and leaves and shit. I'm like, wait a minute, how did this even get down here? Like, does the volcano cover this? Because if you look back at that scene before they get to the actual volcano itself, it's like a jungle-ish vibe. Once you get down there, it's almost like some sort of a monster is going to come out pretty soon. But it's not a monster.
Yeah, that's because they had all them roots coming through the concrete tunnel.
Yep.
Yeah, I feel that. I thought we was about to watch it for a minute. I was like,
I'm like,
shit.
all right, so this is like a Bigfoot thing? Okay, I'm looking forward to this. This should be pretty cool. So they discover what's going on, and they're nearly burned alive. And they barely actually escape with their lives, because the hot gases suddenly spew out of the crack in the concrete lining, and floods the tunnel. And then you get Amy Barnes, who's played by Anne Heche, who doesn't get a whole lot of work nowadays, which is crazy, because I just seen a movie she did called Catfight. A really good movie, actually.
Is it? Because I've been wondering. I was going to try and see if I can cop that this weekend. I've been seeing like little advertisements about it.
Yeah,
not too big though. I think all my advertisements been coming up on like YouTube.
So they're not pushing the way you wanted to. So
right.
So Amy Barnes, believes that there is an underground volcano, and may be rapidly forming beneath the city, with magma flowing underground, similar to the formation of the Mexican volcano that they bring up earlier. Unfortunately, she has insufficient evidence to prove this, so therefore they don't really care, right? And it always goes that way. Like, you have that one person who knows for a fact what's going on, but everybody's like, nah, I don't buy it.
Of course, don't nobody really. I mean, in realistic life, who really think it's a volcano up under their city?
Like, we live in fucking LA. Ain't no goddamn volcano here.
Right.
Volcanoes are like in like Hawaii and Tibet and shit.
The rural island areas. You Yeah.
Like, oh, fast-paced LA, ain't no damn volcano here. And then all y'all get burnt up and shit. Yep.
So you get Rachel and Amy. Rachel's her assistant. Mm-hmm. They decide, bright idea, they decide to wait until all the police and everybody's gone to go check out the tunnel for themselves. So they dip out at like 4 or 5 in the morning, head out up under the volcano. I mean, up under the tunnel where the guys had died at, and they start checking things out. And then what happens? Another earthquake hit. The tunnel they in conveniently drops a square hole, and Rachel dies. She done fell in. Mm-hmm. First off, I would have been left because they saw all them dead rats that got cooked. So I would have been like, it's a volcano off of that. Y'all figure it out. But Rachel dies, and Amy's trying to get, she's trying to get everybody together. Like, look, this is what it is. Like, Rachel just died. She done fell into the crack, and it's all these hot gases. And then we start seeing the tar pits. That's what kicked it off for me, because it took me a minute. The tar pits started actually swallowing the stone sculptures of the elephants. And it took me a minute because I didn't pay attention to it, like, slowly sinking into the tar pits. Mm-hmm. But I saw the water bubbling, so I was like, oh shit, the water bubbling. And then after a minute, I was like, damn, nigga, it's almost at its tusk. This shit is sinking.
You know what's funny about the tar pits too? The tar pits,
what,
in LA, the water really does bubble. After a while,
it does?
Yeah, it really does bubble. Like, so imagine when this movie first came out, right? And then, the movie's out, and then, people are tourists, and they go to the tar pits. Because, the La Brea tar pits is a tourist attraction for sure. So you go to the tar pits. I remember being young, and then my grandmother took us to the tar pits one time. And that same elephant, I stared at it for like 10 minutes. I'm like, if he don't sink, we're good. But if he sinks, we get the fuck out of here, because the goddamn volcano's about to go off right now. So that's really what I thought with the monuments of LA, because even the Angelique billboard, the white chick with the big boobs. That billboard. That's
a real billboard, or it was a real billboard.
It was, yeah. That billboard had been up there for at least 20 years. Like, it's a real billboard. Yeah, it's a real billboard. I don't know what's up there now, but while we were living there, that billboard has always been up there.
That's what's up. Well, the smoke start rising, and then this is where we start seeing the lava bombs and the steam starting to come out of the sewers from this volcano. And then what happens next? Naturally, the train gets derailed. Yep. See, that's why you got to listen to people who are in better positions than you are. I understand the train don't stop for nobody, but if you're putting people's lives in danger, you just had an earthquake, it's aftershocks, you don't take that chance with people's lives.
What's crazy is, like movies like Money Train, movies like this, any movie that has a subway system, the conductor and the people bad term. The conductor always cares for the people. The people who run these trains are pieces of shit. They don't care at all. Like,
they don't.
Robert Blake was such an asshole on Money Train. Like, my train, my people, my money. Like, bro, you're a dick.
Hey, but in his defense, bro, that nigga did have a lot of money on them trains. I ain't even gonna lie to you. I'm with him on that one. Hey, I ain't trying to have nobody mess up the church's money.
That is the church's money. Okay.
That's right. We got the train that derailed. He got the passengers inside. And they got served with, they're catching that hot heat and toxic gases. And everybody eventually going to pass out.
Yep. Now, real quick, I want to touch on the scene after Amy, what was her girl's name? Rachel.
Rachel.
The scene when after Rachel dies, right? I think it's either before or after this next scene, But and Amy crawls out of the drain, and it's a shitload of looting just going on all over the place, right? Did you notice as she's sitting there and she's bent out of shape about Rachel, right?
Rachel dying.
Yeah. A dude comes up and like steals her body pack and just dips off.
Bruh, they ain't care. What he gonna do with that body pack?
Nothing.
Well, I mean, in his defense, the body pack may help him survive.
But he didn't know that.
He probably just saved himself before he knew anything happened.
He didn't know that. He definitely did not know that.
He didn't.
He was like, shit, gotta come up. And he
saw a skinny, frail white girl standing next to something that looked important. I'm gonna take it.
You know what? She don't want this.
She ain't gonna need it.
So Rourke, he's helping the injured firefighters out of the area. All of a sudden, like moments later, you get this newly formed volcano erupting from the tar pits, and lava just fucking goes everywhere, man. Like,
it just started spewing out.
It looked, there's no real bad guy here except the damn volcano, but just the fact that the odds that they're up against is like, I would hate to be in that situation. Like, I gotta jump from this car over hot ass lava, and people have tried in this movie and they fail terribly.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, so lava begins to flow down Wilshire Boulevard, just knocking out everything in its path, like taking down everything, including Rourke's truck and Los Angeles, L.A. Fire Department fire truck. And that one gets knocked out.
Let me touch on something.
What's up?
Let me tell you how you know this is a movie, and this is back in the 90s, so they couldn't do too much.
Right.
When the lava was on his car, mm-hmm. He's got his daughter in his arms. Mm-hmm. They are on top of the hood, and you telling me he can make that jump
while carrying
his daughter? Mm-hmm. Exactly. He was able to make that jump that far across lava with his daughter in his hands. Stop it.
Anything is possible.
Nah, that ain't possible. He ain't Mike. He ain't Jordan. He can't do it.
He had a space.
I ain't trying to hear it.
So
yeah, he did. He definitely did.
Now this same scene is so fucked up. But well, okay, here we go. It's fucked up for sure, but it's also funny because before I get to the actual heartbreaking part of the movie, there's a reporter, right? There's a reporter who I guess who's the only means of communication anywhere, who happens to be who has his car parked at the damn tar pits, watching this shit go down on his cell phone, reporting to the news people what's going down. Do you really think people are watching the fucking news right now?
Not even that. He ain't get out the car to help nobody.
Hell no. Exclusive.
Fucking exclusive. You need to be out there helping everybody. This the whole city going up.
Nah, bro. I didn't cause that. I'm just going to report on it.
You stupid.
So,
see, you the type to die in the movie.
I guess so. I guess so. But think about it. They show reporters no kind of love in these, like, disaster flicks. Remember, like, Day After Tomorrow? And the one sole reporter is out there reporting on this crazy storm that's going on, this crazy windstorm, this tornado. And the minute he turns around, and it's crazy because you see the billboard in the background inching towards him, right? So the minute he turns around, he gets smacked by the billboard off camera.
The bus billboard?
Yeah.
I'll never forget that billboard because it looked like a bus, and it was like a bus hit him.
It was like slap.
You can't make that shit up. Well, you can, I guess. They made it up in the movie.
And it fits so well.
That shit's hilarious.
Now, going to the part that just killed me, the lava is flowing, and it's flowing fucking fast. Everybody has forgotten about this firefighter that's been stuck in this truck for like the last 3 minutes, right?
Right.
One firefighter decides, you know what? I'm gonna go get him. I mean, it's almost like he went to go commit suicide because the minute he got up in there, the lava came, blew the bus up. Those two are definitely dead.
It was kind of fucked up, but I understood it because Rourke left his daughter in the car to go help the fire truck. Mm-hmm. And then when the lava came to his car, he was like, fuck you. I got to go help her. Yep. Got to go get my baby.
So,
and then by the time he
burn,
thought about
motherfucker.
going back to help, it was over.
Exactly. So, at this point, they get separated. Rourke and his daughter get separated because she gets like a cum shot of like lava on her, I guess on her pants, I guess. And
Yeah, it was on her leg, on her thigh.
yeah, so
Commander said it was a cum shot of it though.
so Rourke trusts the doctor, Dr. J. Calder, right? Calder.
Called her.
Right. And who is, by the way, they didn't utilize that character enough for me because she's actually a pretty strong character. And she happened to be married to I'm going to assume is the guy that's actually running the MTA thing. He's like the guy that's paying for everything, the financier, if you will.
I thought he was more of an architect.
More of a what?
I thought he was an architect. I thought he designed everything.
Oh, then yeah.
That was where he was going to stay.
But then,
because they never really said what he did. He was just like, we going to stay here at this penthouse when it's done.
And be nice and rich and white. So,
right.
Meanwhile, Oberg gets the team together to go down to the tunnels because they have reports that there is a train down there that is stuck. They're under the assumption that the train is stuck due to the earthquake that happened. So they get down there, and it's crazy because Ober, who's, like I said, who's been a dick for a good majority of the movie now, he goes down there with the team. He leads the team through the Red Line Tunnel to the derailed train to look for survivors, right? And they managed to save.
But the only reason why he went down there is because they couldn't get in contact with the
conductor,
the train conductor.
Right. And then they managed to save everyone, though. They managed to save everyone on board, but then he notices that the train driver is still missing, and he goes back to get him. Now, before that, he called one of Ober's guys calls him out. He happens to look under the train and see lava is coming, and it's coming fast.
Well, slow is fast, but yeah.
Yeah. And then so he springs into action. He's looking for the conductor, and then he finds the conductor. I'm just blabbing. He finds the conductor, and he's alive, but he's unconscious. So just as the lava is like reaching the train and like beginning to melt it, that's when he has his comeuppance. He's walking with the dude on his back. He's saying the prayer. And what makes it worse, as he's walking, then the camera pans down to his shoes, and them shits is melting with every step. I'm like, you're gonna die, bro.
Mm-hmm.
You're gonna die.
It's over.
It's
Let
over
it go.
for you.
It's over.
So by the time they get to the end, he reaches the end of the train, and like, no, just jump. Leave that motherfucker. He dead anyway. Just jump, right? And then, he knew for a fact, like, when the camera pans out, he decides to jump from the edge of the train over lava if he can. But when that camera pans out and he makes that leap, like, yeah, he's going to die. And then you realize that was likely his plan all along. He knew for a fact he's not going to clear that lava. So I'm going to get close enough to throw his big ass to her jaw, and then I'm out of here.
It was nice working with y'all. Yeah. Tell my wife I love her.
Yeah. Make sure these trains go good on Monday. So
right.
So Rourke, Amy, and then the police lieutenant, Lieutenant Fox, played by Keith David, the coolest motherfucker in the world.
Most definitely.
Absolutely. They devised this plan to stack concrete barriers at the intersection of Wilshire and Fairfax.
That's right. You better remember your question.
You know what I'm saying? That's my damn question. Creating the cul-de-sac, a cul-de-sac to pool the lava as helicopters, they dump water on it, to form a crust, making the operation a success. So the cool thing about it was when they finally was able to kind of put that together, the first time it happens, it is a success. Everybody's all celebrating, hey man, high fiving and all that shit. But of course,
right,
it's like another like 25, 30 minutes left in the movie. It's not done yet. Obviously, it's not done yet because Amy
nowhere near it.
Because Amy notices that the volume of ash that's falling is like intensifying, for the eruption to be over, right? But she later looks at it like the magma is still flowing underground through the red line. Once again, the devil line is a red line, and
fuck all red lines, cuz fuck all red lines.
And she calculated the main eruption will be at the end of the red line at the Beverly Center, which is also coincidentally where Cedar Sinai is, which is true. And that's where all the people who've already been hurt by this volcano are currently there getting looked at. So now, to prove this, Amy and Rourke they have this video camera into a tunnel, and to see what comes up, because neither one of them saying I'm not going down there. I ain't going down there either. Well, fuck it. Let's go ahead and put this camera in there real quick, and if that don't work, then hey. So, They put the camera in there. They put the camera in there into the tunnel, only for it to be just incinerated, blown up by this. And this lava was flowing. It was going so fast.
Yeah, they were trying to figure out how long it was going to take before it erupts again.
Man, so but they do. They calculate the speed, and they realize that they have about 30 minutes until the lava hits the end of the red line. Cause that shit is flowing pretty fast.
Yep. But, luckily Rourke, he quick with it. He quick-minded. So he was like, we gonna go ahead and we gotta get the lava to flow through a different channel. Mm-hmm. And that's what I like about Rourke, because he thought outside the box. He was like, boom, we're gonna get these explosives, we're gonna create a channel to move all this shit to Baloney Creek, I think was the name of it. Mm-hmm. Bologna Creek. There you go. Not Baloney. I wrote it wrong.
Baloney Creek.
And that'll get the lava to flow into the creek, and the creek opens into the Pacific Ocean.
Right.
So I thought that was dope, because ain't nobody even think about where the closest lake or creek was except for your boy Rourke. And then Barnes realized, right. And then Barnes, she realized that the street is sloping in the opposite direction. So they got to get some people to demolish like some condominium buildings to go ahead and block the path so we can finish getting it down the right path to get out into the water.
Right.
But what's the one dude name? Gator. Mm-hmm. He the one that was
Gator dies. No.
Yeah. Gator, he refused to abandon that SWAT cop, and he got trapped in that column and died in the explosive. Mm-hmm. I mean, he sacrificed himself. Guess that's a good thing.
I mean, yeah. For a dude he kind of didn't know, but hey, brotherhood in blue, man. Hey.
Yeah, that brothers in blue thing. I know something about that.
I don't.
But Rourke then spots Kelly, his daughter, nearby. She's trying to, get a little boy that he done wandered off. Mm-hmm. So they just trying to get together and put him on the path, because the building getting ready to collapse. And Tommy Lee Jones barely managed to save them both.
Now
before being crushed.
The building that comes down belongs to the asshole husband of the doctor.
Oh, I didn't pay attention to that.
Yeah, that's the same building. No, maybe not the building, but the penthouse that they just bought is for sure in that building.
Oh, I didn't even pay attention to that, because everything flowed so well and so smooth and fast. I didn't even pay attention that was the same building. But he deserved to die anyway.
Did he die?
Did he? I don't know, because we really never seen him again. So I just always assume if you don't see that character again, he died.
He did.
That's just me.
Okay.
I always assume that. But I didn't like him because the first joint he said that kind of made me upset was when he told her, when they were in the penthouse, he was like, I don't want my girl treating gunshot and stab wounds. I want her treating tennis elbow. And then when she was on the way to the hospital after the volcano erupted,
phone call, right?
That phone call pissed me off too.
Mm-hmm.
He was like, "Get your ass back home, because I don't want you out there in the lava and shit." And she was like, "Nigga, I got a job to do. Like, this is what I do. Deal with it." She hung up on him.
But he also said some shit like, "People gonna cough on you" or some shit. I was like, "Wait, huh?" Like this,
right?
This is not a virus, bro. This is a fucking volcano.
Exactly. He don't want you getting sick. I don't want people spreading their germs on you.
Getting all that nasty volcano germs on me.
But you know, after Kelly got the kid, they escaped that wreckage. I mean, they started talking about how the death toll is nearly hundreds of people, thousands were injured. It started to rain. The surviving civilians having, now a sign of relief. Rourke goes ahead and tells Reese he's on vacation. Nigga, I'm done. Tell the chief that shit too.
And Reese get right on back to work. Now, Don Cheadle, he is a great supporting actor, especially in a movie like this, because Tommy Lee Jones, I'm sorry, as great of an actor he is, when he's in a position where he's making, decisions and he's announcing such decisions to whatever crew he's talking to, no matter what, I feel like if he's put in that position, it always goes back to The Fugitive for me. Like, whether he's a firefighter or a cop or a dude that measures traffic patterns, when he has to give a speech and then kind of like break out the directions for everybody to know what's going on, it immediately takes me back to Sam Gerard in The fucking Fugitive all the time. Which is not necessarily a bad thing, but it's almost like it's a typecasting, because he's the guy that you call on to make big decisions. And, you know what I'm saying? In all movies.
Right.
So I was like, I guess it's kind of milking it, but whatever. So the movie, which I thought was pretty cool because it ends with the epilogue, and it's displaying it's stating that the volcano, now named Mount Wilshire, is still in an active state.
Now, I was going to ask you about that. Is there a Mount Wilshire?
No, there's not.
In L.A.?
No, there's not.
Okay. People like me who ain't never been there, Choir Minds want to know.
See, I could have lied. I could have been like, yeah, man, Mount Wilshire, man. That shit always got some problems up there, man. But don't be lying to you.
Yeah, that's what's up. At least, it isn't.
Yeah, well, I'm comfortable knowing that there isn't for sure. Well, that's it. That's the movie. This movie is 1 hour and 44 minutes long, but fuck, it flies by pretty fast.
It's definitely a good watch.
It is, most definitely. All right, man. You ready for takeaways?
I am. Hit me with them.
All right, so I'm actually first. Who's getting your That Guy award?
Rourke, man. Rourke was that dude. If it wasn't for Rourke, what L.A.?
That is true. That is true. Who's getting your That Chick award?
Amy. She was the only chick left. Well, her and the doctor.
And the doctor.
And you know what? The doctor, she gets it too, because she was still down for her job.
Even when the shit is
without
completely
Amy,
hitting the fan. Yep.
Right, but without Amy, man, I mean, it wouldn't have been to L.A. either.
Right. That is true. That is very true. This Fool award.
Ober.
Okay.
Ober, or because he should have listened in the beginning. If he would have listened in the beginning, he would have still been alive.
Mm-hmm. A hard head make a soft ass.
Yeah, and his ass is extremely squishy right now.
Squishy.
Flowing in that lava.
Melting at the moment. What are you cutting out?
I wouldn't cut nothing out, man. It was, I mean, maybe that phone call from the architect to his doctor girlfriend.
Mm-hmm.
I'd have probably cut that out, but because I mean, his character really wasn't needed.
True. That is true.
His character really wasn't needed.
When you think about it, his character honestly was not needed, actually.
At all.
What's your iconic scene?
Iconic scene. The two cops let the black dude go. And he was about to lead their ass, but he came back and helped them out.
That is
and
true.
Without him, they wouldn't have got that barrier up.
Because the one black man is going to be the final muscle you need to get that bitch up. Because all y'all are struggling. Gotcha.
Exactly. Because it was like 10 on there. It took 11 to get it. Right. And you know he be lifting weights.
All right. Okay. For me, my That Guy award is going to go to Rourke. Because it's fucking Tommy Lee Jones, man. Like, what else can you really say? Like, when he's giving out, instructions on how to catch something, like I said, we gotta get busters and we gotta put them against the wall here, man. Create a cul-de-sac. We gotta search every in-house and out-house, every doghouse and lighthouse. That's what we're doing.
Yeah, he's known for that, man. That's what he's known for.
Giving out directions.
When he did The Fugitive, he did something close to that.
My That Chick award is gonna go to Amy, but I kind of want to split it. I want to do half for Amy, the other half of the doctor, because, like you said, she could have easily went ghost, but she has a job to do, so she stuck around and she helped who she needed to help, and for that I respect her. And then for Amy, because even though Amy could have just said, fuck it, I'm going to get up out of here, she watched her assistant and good friend die. So I think it, as an ode and a homage to Rachel, she had to see this thing through. So for that, Amy / Dr. J. Is that her name? Dr. J? Yes.
Yeah, it was like Jade I think something it was Jade Calder.
Yeah, something like that. So they're going to split the That Chick award. This Fool award, it was going to go to Ober, but then he had his comeuppance by sacrificing himself to save the conductor. So I'm going to switch it up. This Fool award goes to Terry, the dickhead cop, who, amongst all this bullshit, is adamant about arresting this black man. It's like,
yep.
And even other cops are like, dude, what the fuck you doing? You let that man go. Like, we got lava that's gonna burn us all to shit. You wanna fuck with him? Come on, man.
We got bigger fish to fry.
We got way bigger fish to fry. Let that man go. So there's that. And then I would also say another fool in this movie. You probably didn't even notice this, but Harvey Levin from TMZ makes a cameo in this movie as a reporter. And he's reporting on the animals that were affected by this here volcano.
Humans are not the only victims. We got all these little innocent animals.
Like, man, we don't get the hell on with that shit. And cut that out. I'm gonna agree with you. I would say the phone call, that whole character, the husband character, he could be cut out completely because he served absolutely no fucking purpose, like zero,
none. None.
I mean, only based on the fact that we know that that's her husband and he's a rich prick. He serves no purpose whatsoever. So I will cut that out. The iconic scene for me, and this is gonna sound kind of weird because, like I said, the movie does fly by relatively fast. So for me, the iconic scene is the end because once they show the Mount Wilshire status and is active, as soon as, when they show that, then you get the Randy Newman song "I Love L.A." that comes on right after that. Right. So to me, it's iconic to me because it definitely paints L.A. in a certain tone to where, no matter how much crazy shit happens out here, whether it's earthquakes or, in this case, volcanoes, lavas and shit, there's always a song that wraps up these movies that just super, high energy, super feel good. And in this case, and obviously for the time, we got Randy Newman. Wendy, So, so for me, I would say that the actual closing of this movie is what I feel is the iconic part of stuff. So,
Gotcha.
so that was takeaways. Let's bang out quick hits. Let's wrap this show up. We got about 5.
Looks like we over about 2 minutes.
Got about another 5 minutes to go. Let's do it. Quick hits. In the years since the movie, the Los Angeles Metro has been working towards extending subway services to Beverly Hills on the Purple Line, not the Red Line. One of the proposed stops is at the intersection of Wilshire and Fairfax, where they dam the lava flow along the Miracle Mile. I think the idea for what's going on now came from this movie.
You think so?
Dude, it's too ironic. So you're gonna build the Purple Line on Wilshire and Fairfax, coincidentally the same intersection that killer lava is going down the street.
I'm with you. Okay.
Come on now, stay woke. Stay woke. The role of Mike Rourke was originally offered to Ed Harris and Bill Pullman.
I think Ed Harris would be a decent.
No?
You don't think so? You don't think he could play Rourke?
I think Ed Harris is a fantastic actor. He truly is. My favorite Ed Harris character is the bad guy in The Rock. But nah. This was a Tommy Lee Jones thing, and it should have stayed Tommy Lee Jones. Bill Pullman, forget that completely. So.
Yeah, I wouldn't put him in.
Yeah, no.
But I love Ed Harris as an actor. I do. Like, I've always liked Ed Harris since films like The Abyss. Mm-hmm. You know, back when he was coming out as an excellent actor. I mean, he's always one of my favorites. So if I see him in a movie, I'm like, yeah, it's gonna be pretty good.
Now, what about Ed Harris in like Radio?
I still liked it.
You like Radio?
Yeah, I liked Radio.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to stop Back to Classics indefinitely. It appears
Don't do me like that.
It appears that me and my co-host cannot really agree on some shit that's clearly a bullshit movie, but whatever. You know.
Hey, man, look, Ed Harris has done some things. You know, you got to give him his bad, but, I mean, shit. Just Cause was a dope film.
I paid you like a 2.
Was a dope film. Absolute Power. Mm-hmm. Like, he's done some good. Don't just knock him off of, one. Come on, man.
Moving on.
Ed Harris is an excellent actor in anything he puts his game into.
Thank you. Appreciate it. The cell phone.
I mean, I'm just happy. Look, I'm just happy that what's his name? Cuba didn't go full retard. That's all I'm happy about.
No. Cuba definitely went full retard. But that's another show. The cell phone that Gator Harris gives Kelly Rourke to talk with her father is a Motorola Dynatac, commonly nicknamed Brick Phone. The cell phone used by Mike Rourke is a Motorola StarTAC, and the first flip phone created. Now, my dad had both of them shits, the Brick Phone and the StarTAC, right? And he thought he was just hot shit. He thought he was hot lava with them 2 phones.
He was.
Yeah, he was.
Especially back then, if you rocking two different cell phones, oh, you know your daddy was pimping.
How do you put that big ass bitch in your pocket?
You don't. You put it in your knapsack.
Oh, wow. All right. In the scene where the subway workers discovered the lava at the train, Stan tells another worker, "Give me a push." That line was not in the script. John Carroll Lynch legitimately asked for help getting into the subway car, and the line was just left in for the final cut. I didn't notice, but all right.
You're right.
Graffiti can be seen briefly at Rancho La Brea with the quote, "The magic is back." It refers to the New York Mets being the slogan used by the team in its 1980 season.
Do you remember seeing that? I don't remember seeing graffiti.
Me neither. But then again, I'm more concerned about why are we promoting the New York Mets in L.A.?
Oh, we all know you're New York Mets fans.
Who?
You ain't got to lie, Craig.
We got our own damn
you
team.
Ain't got to lie.
The LA Dodgers has always been LA's team. Why in the world are we repping for the New York Mets? Or were they playing the Dodgers at that time?
Good question.
I don't know. The burns on the worker from the tunnel at the hospital were most likely sulfur burns. Sulfur has a very distinctive smell, like rotten eggs. Some medications have the smell, so it is likely that the doctor wouldn't know their smell. I think they're referring to the one scene when Jade. You know what? The guy that survived the first blast, where everybody else died at.
Okay. Yeah. So they're saying that they smell like sulfur, but the doctor didn't know what they smelled like.
No.
Because she wouldn't have known what sulfur is. Is that what you're saying?
No. I think they're saying that the other nurses and whatnot, they thought it was like a gas burn, and then when she actually ripped off the piece of clothing and smelled it, she's like, "This is sulfur." So it has a very distinct smell like rotten eggs.
Gotcha. So they were just letting us know what it smells like.
Final quick hit.
But sometimes aren't you? Remind me if I'm wrong. Correct me if I'm wrong.
You're right.
But I probably am. But I could have swore like in chemistry class in high school, there was always little jars of specific stuff, and I thought that sulfur was one of those things that they would keep in a jar, that you really never got to use in class, but just to see what it looks like. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. Yeah. Because I would have thought that's something that, I know some classes that I had in chemistry where they would, you open it up and smell it and look at it and be like, oh, okay. Put the top back on.
No, I think I must have went to a hood school because I don't recall no kind of sulfur being brought to a school at all. They knew better than that. The lava was primarily made of, I'm going to fuck this word up, methylcellulose.
Break it down. Take your time. Sound it out.
See, public
First
school.
part is
public school. Methylcellulose. It sounds good to me. I'm gonna go with that. The thickening agent. It's the thickening agent used in fast food milkshakes. So while everybody's running from the lava in our eyes, they're really running from strawberry milkshakes from McDonald's. Yes.
Yeah, it just made this whole movie horrible now. You just ruined the whole movie with that one.
It just dropped down to like 10% on Rotten Tomatoes. Like, damn it, Jay.
Nice going.
Yeah, sorry. Well, that's it, man. That's Volcano for you. Good movie, though. Definitely a movie that flies by. Still very entertaining to this day. That'll about do it for our show today. Let's go ahead and get a little pub in there. Back to Classics. We have our Facebook group, Back to Classics, a movie talk group, is now up and running. Jump in and join the conversation. We have merchandise, Beat Network online merchandise. Jump on there right now. Order a shirt, a coffee mug, a notebook, a pen, anything you need with Back to Classics on there, or the noise, or like Water for Chocolate, or we have more stuff coming soon. Jump on there right away. Kay, do you have merch yet? You bought any merch?
No, actually, I'm about to get some. If not this weekend, next weekend.
Yeah, I think I'm
waiting on payday.
I'm gonna wait till likely next week when I'm actually out there in Atlanta, and then I'm gonna support. No, not support. I'm gonna sport the Back to Classics merch in ATL. So make sure our team is they know what it is. And what else?
That's what's up.
What else we got? We're working on a whole bunch of new shows. We have a brand new podcast coming up, Pillow Talk, Sin in the City, with our girls, KC, Mrs. Jackson, If You're Nasty, and the lovely Truth. That's coming up pretty soon. We got a lot of stuff coming up here, man. Beat Network is moving.
Yeah, and I mean, if you guys are new to the Beat Network movement, man, check out The Noise with Big Los and Hollywood Kev. Also check out like Water for Chocolate with Truth and Lex. Man, of course, continue, come back. We'll be here. And look out for Pillow Talk, man. It's going to be pretty dope.
Oh, and Real Talk is coming back. Real Talk with Jay Alonzo is coming back. Brand new episode drops next week on YouTube. We're going to do Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2. And with me will be the man, K. Williams.
Most definitely.
Hey.
Oh, yeah, we doing it.
Hey.
I can't wait to see this.
Hey.
It's definitely got my homeboy Mac Wells in it.
Shout out to Mac Wells.
Gotta go out and check it. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Mac Wells doing your thing, brother. Congrats.
Absolutely. K, let the good people know where they can find you, bruh.
I am slowly working my way back into social media. So, Instagram, Twitter, you can catch me at PHA1914. And Facebook, it's KAY Williams. I'm out here, man. Reach out. I do talk back. I just don't know how to talk on the social media. So, I'm working it. I'm working on it.
Call me on the bat phone. You can find me on all the social media simply at I am J Alonzo. That's Instagram, Snapchat, Twitter, and Facebook. You talk to me and I'll talk back. And we're done. We'll be back out here next week with a whole another round of Back to the Classics. With that being said, I am Jay Alonzo, and with me is
your boy K. Williams.
Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and comment to the Beat Network page on YouTube and on iTunes and on Spreaker. We're all over the place, and we're only going to get bigger from there, y'all. This is Back to the Classics, and we're out. Peace.
Peace.